Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, BTT Impact. My name is Fayon. As I told you guys that I will start doing podcasts on my journey and my choices that I've made in life, because everybody makes choices, right? Nobody literally hold a gun to my head and told me to do this and do that. I made some choices in my life that affected me today, but taught me great lessons that I'm learning from, and I hope it inspires other women to, learn from my mistakes that I've made in life, and do better for themselves and elevate themselves to be the queen that they are, because I believe everyone is a queen, and as I said, she's just got to be conscious and knowing that she's a queen and what makes her a queen, right? I don't even know where to begin with my journey. I can tell you a quick rundown of where this is all gonna go. It's regarding the choices that I've made in life. I got married at 17 years old. I had my first kid at 16 and got married at 17. I'm from a small island called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I migrated to Canada when I was 12 years old. My mom made the decision that it was a better life for us, and we migrated to Canada. Before I migrated to Canada, I would say fall in love. I would laugh about it now because it's funny now, because just to think that I was around 12, 13, going 13, and thinking I am in love, this guy is my boyfriend, this guy I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, this guy I'm gonna get married to, have kids, and da 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 da. So I migrated to Canada. I met this sweet guy. He's from my village in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. His name, back in my country, they give people a lot of nicknames. One of his nicknames was Blogo. I called him Phil because that was the name I felt more comfortable using. They used to call him Scrappy and a whole bunch of weird names, but that was their thing. Anyway, I at a young, tender age, I'm saying that I'm in love with this guy and da 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 da. I went away and what's not. We kept in contact with each other. I went away. I called this guy almost every day, whenever I get the chance to, and what's not. I remember when I was younger, I suffered from seizure because of something that had occurred when I was, I think, 2 years old, if I can recall of the story that I was told, where somebody threw me up and they didn't catch me. The ground caught me. Yes, I was hospitalized for some time, but I recovered. As you guys see, I'm good. I'm good. But anyway, when I came up, I suffered a seizure, and I told Phil about the seizure that I had suffered, and he made up a story for his dad, telling his dad that he needs to go to Canada because I suffered a seizure, and I was gonna do surgery and whatever. His dad got him to come to Canada, so he came to Canada. He spent, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. But he didn't stay at my place. He stayed at, was it his aunt's husband's place? I can't exactly recall, but he didn't stay at my place because my mom would not allow it because I was still so young. I was like, you're not time for no boyfriend and this and that and whatever. He made his way to Canada. He came up and what's not, and he stayed for a while, 2 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. I told my mom knew that he came up, and what's not, because she knew that me and him we kept communicating with each other through long distance call and what's not. So she knew that he was coming up there, but she wasn't gonna allow him to stay in the same house as I'm staying, because Caribbean parents, they're very strict with those kinds of rules, where your daughter sleeps whatever wherever. But anyways, so came up, he stayed for the 2 weeks. I had time. My mom allowed me sometimes, with supervision, to go see him. With supervision, he would come over and we'll spend time, good talk, whatever. We weren't really allowed to go anywhere alone together. But as young people, we sneak around and we do what we got to do because our parents say da 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 blah blah blah. But anyways, so he came up and then he went back, and we still kept in contact with each other for a while. And then he came back. I think I don't remember how long before he came back, but he came back up, and then he overstayed his time in Canada for a while, and then he stayed up there. He went back living with one of his aunts. I don't exactly remember or recall the second time when he came up, where and how he stayed at this point. I don't exactly recall, but anyway, he made it back up there. He came up, and this time he stayed longer than the time that he booked his ticket for or what's not. So he was illegal in the country for some years, and as teenagers, and we're fooling around, I got pregnant at 16. Yeah. I had my first daughter, my first child for my husband, when I was 16. Well, he wasn't my husband then, but I had my first child for him when I was 16. And then we were going to church. Yeah, my mom was a church goer. We were going to church, and he didn't have his papers, and then we were involved in the church. She was playing the drums. I was sometime helping out with the kids in the Sunday school room. I would help out in sometime doing praise and worship and what's not. And then the pastor said to us, well, after they found out that I was pregnant, but they started saying that we're involved in church and what's not, and they looked at that. He didn't have his paper. He was illegal in the country. He's going to have a child, and we're also involved in church. So they suggested that we get married. I was okay with it. I was like, okay, all right, it's my baby daddy. He doesn't have his paper. I don't mind doing this. Okay, alright, what's this gonna, let's do this. So we got married in 2006. Yeah, my daughter was born in 2005, December 10th, 2005. I turned 17, December 21st, 2005, and we got married November 25th, 2006, right? And yeah, we got married, everything is good. We were living by my mom together for a while, and then afterwards, we decided, you know what, we're gonna go live, on our own, as a married couple. We wasn't making that big much of a money, so I I went on social assistance because of the position that I was in at the time. I was basically living with my mom. I was pregnant, married. My husband had no status. Um, and he didn't have like a stable job that was bringing in us a proper income to support a daughter, and just like the cost of living and stuff like that. So I went on social assistance for a while. So me being uneducated about that, didn't know that being on social assistance, I cannot apply for my husband's paper. Right? I did not know that. So that pushed us back to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna do the paperwork and what's not. But anyway, some years go by with the seasonal job that he has and what's not. Some time went by where it's like he was still working, but it wasn't enough to provide for the family that we have, which was just the one, and our first daughter, and like our apartments, and like our bills and what's not. So one day I think I said to him, I'm like, babe, you know what, I think we gotta do something. We gotta, like, I think I can go register a business, like a construction business. You have your skill and what's not. I can go register a construction business, and you can go back, and you can go out and work, and we can go out and work together and do like paintings and the same work, that the trade that you learned from this guy, you can go and do that out there for yourself, because he knew the full trade, like down pack, the full trade. So I went to Enterprise Canada. I registered the business, registered it at Grant Stucco. It was a solo priorship at that point. It was just me on the business, because he didn't have any status in Canada for his name to be placed on the business at that time. So we worked with it. We worked along with it. We would go out, would paint apartments, would paint like lobbies of apartments. Like sometimes there would be apartment that would have like burnt and stuff like that. We would go and we would do those stuff. We would do like little drywall, drywall framing and stuff like that, little stucco work and stuff like that. We'll go out and do it together. And at that time, I didn't know nothing about the stucco trade. Like, I know about painting and stuff, because that's just like, like simple maths. I call it simple maths. Some people might not look at it as simple maths, but I do call it simple maths. So we would go out and we would do those stuff. And then he would train me along the way as we worked together. So I was getting my skills. I was gaining my skills, and I so appreciate that. And we would go out, we would work together. So sometimes when we didn't have anywhere to bring, like, somebody to watch our daughter or whatever, we'll buckle her up in that car seat and make sure that the stroller is in. And if we're doing like as long as we're not doing any toxic work, I will bring her along with us, and she would just be in the stroller with her snacks and her toys, playing and eating, and I'll be back and forth, just attending to her while he's doing the more of the harder work and stuff like that. So it's like I would still be there to just like watch and learn, and then still attend to him, the little one, if she needs attended to, and also helping him out if he needed help. We'll go out and we'll do our work together, which I had like such amazing time doing that. And then at a point, the business started doing so good. Like I um I went back to school. I went back to go get my high school diploma because I dropped out after being pregnant and what's not. I dropped out, but I went back. I went back to school. So I said, you know what? I want this business thing to look to be to to grow. So in order for me to do that, I had to set some things in place, like going back to school, getting my high school diploma, and then just going back to school, getting my high school diploma, and then after I've completed that, I felt like I felt very um urged to do more, like to make sure that this business that I started, that it's gonna rise to something great. And then in the alternative school that I went to, they had an apprenticeship program. They had some apprenticeship program. They had I can't remember all, but carpentry, that just like ding the bell to me. I'm like, ooh, carpentry, that's like construction kind of thing. So I'm like, that would be lit if I do that course, that can add some creditable skills, some creditable skills to add to the business portfolio. And so I did that. I went back to carpentry school. And I did that. By this time um I had oh man, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I had 3 kids then. By the time I went back to carpentry school, because when I went back to carpentry school, I remember my final project was a car bed for my son, and then my son is my 3rd kid. So I'm going way ahead of myself here. But anyway, let me just go back a bit so I don't go way ahead of myself. I like to we were living together, and I had to be on social assistance, and then we had our second child while we were living together. And then after I had my second child, I was like, and the income that was coming in, it was like, man, I don't know if we can afford another child, pay this rent and the bills and what's not. So I said, you know what, I'm going to call up my mom's ex, which he's still living in the house that my mom got when she moved to Canada as a government housing. And it was like, it was much more affordable rent wise, because you pay an subsidized housing fee, right? But yeah, so we moved there, and it was much more cheaper for us to, with the 2 kids and like all the other bills and stuff like that, like car insurance and all the things that we had to do monthly, and with the little funds that were coming in. But we made it work. We moved back there in 2008. Yeah, 2008 we moved back there when my daughter was born. My second daughter was born September 25th, 2008. So we moved back there, I think it was January or December. I don't know, November, December, around there. We moved back there so that we can be able to afford, like taking care of the kids, the bills, and all that. And with his seasonal work, because the stucco work that we do, the seasonal work that the trade work that he had learned at that time is a seasonal work, which he basically does that only at summertime. So the little few months that we have in the summertime, we don't always get all the project at one time, but a lot of not at one time, a lot of projects during the summer. But whatever little comes in, we're grateful for it, and we go out there and we do the best that we can. So we did that for some years. The business has been building. Remember, we started with some little frame scarf, like some little Home Depot scarf, I would call them, because I think we had went to Home Depot to buy them. I think so. if I can recall, or on Kijiji, one of them thing or something like that. So yeah, um, yeah, and we what I would do, what I did to market the business, there is a site that I just mentioned, Kijiji, where I think we had got a scaffold or two from there before. I would make posts on there, like marketing the business, telling people of the services that we have and the service that we provide, and we provide free estimate and what's not. And I will do um, flyers, just marketing stuff that I would just try to do and just put those out there. Because when I was in school, they taught me a lot on Microsoft, about Microsoft, where I was able to, create some of my own flyers, my own letterheads, my own, like stuff that's valuable to the business that was needed. When I went back to school, I learned a lot of things about that. And so yeah, and then afterwards, afterwards I was there, and then I had my third child, which was my son, in 2012 or 11, 2011, November 2011, I had him. We were still living in the Toronto housing. The business was doing um, way better. We had, I don't remember, I don't know how much vehicle we went through already. I found my child, my kid's father has this thing with, excuse me. I don't know what it is with him with upgrading vehicles, but I think he has this thing with, when he makes a good portion of money, he thinks he needs to upgrade his rides. That's always something that I had issues with in the relationship, because I think the money could go to something way more important than just getting a new upgrade on rides or what's not. And like I'm saying, we living in Toronto housing, and the business been doing good. We have 3 kids now. The business been going, if I can recall, since 2009. Yeah, 9, was it now? 2006. Yeah, since 2006, right? And then like to where the business is at 2011, there was so much progress in it, because I added a lot of credible skills, like just by going back to school, doing a carpentry apprenticeship. I was connected to local 27, the union down in Toronto, down Jane. No, is it Jane? No, not Jane. Western Road. Yeah, down Western Road. So I was making like some good connection and stuff like that. And like at some points there was some jealousy. I see, just by me just going out, I've seen some jealousy, like some jealous ways and what's not. But I didn't really take it as nothing, because I knew my intentions were pure. I was just going out to do what I needed to do to better this business that we're building. Anyway, long story short, the business is doing great. We now have like our own scaffolding truck vehicles. We have a nice truck for it, and what's not. All our own tools, basically our own equipment. If we gotta set up an entire house, we have enough equipment to set up an entire house, and to set up like maybe another job site at once, at this point where it is. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of it's been a lot of dedication and work to get the business to where it's at today, and I am happy that it's there, and I am grateful that it's there. Well, I don't want to keep the podcast is too long. I want to be able to keep them short, so I don't keep you guys, on here too long. And I am so sorry for the bad qualities of these videos. I literally have an iPhone Pro Max 12, but I traveled down to St. Vincent on the 10th of August and the 11th of August. I went to the beach with my phone and it drowned. There's nothing. It's not powering on. Nothing. So I'm kind of stuck here with my MacBook and my mom's Acer laptop. The Acer quality, for some reason, camera quality is way better than the MacBook quality. I have a MacBook Air 2015 and the quality just looks so blurry. But I know I wanted to do my podcasts from since before I left Canada. A long time ago, I know I wanted to do podcasts just to, tell people of what's been going on in my life, because I'm honestly a private person, but I think if I don't open up and speak, nobody would actually know what's going on. They would put their own perspective to things, which I really do not care if they want to do that. But then I know me speaking out my truth, it would help others to, be able to feel comfortable to reach out and speak out their truths, and see whatever situation that they're in, that they don't have to be in it if they don't want to be in it. And life is about choices, and we make choices every day, and I do not regret the choices that I've made in life, but I'm learning from them. I'm learning from them to be a better person, a better me, for my kids and my family and just everybody that's around me. I thank you guys for watching this video, and I will try to upload a video at least every Monday or every Friday or so, to keep you guys, in tune. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel in order for you guys to get the contents that I put out there. And again, I'm sorry for the quality of the video, but as soon as I get as soon as I make enough money to afford a proper phone again, I will be using this temporarily. But I have some other devices that I'm gonna try when I get enough funds to do so. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I want to keep my videos at least half an hour or so. So you guys don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, so you guys can get all my contents when I post them. And you guys feel free to send in your comments, and just tell me of things that you guys would like to hear me talk about. And I'm gonna try to break down topics to you guys at least every week, so that you guys can see, follow along on this journey with me. As I said, this one is just about the beginning of how this whole story, how my journey began, and it will get steamy, trust me, you guys, and I know that you guys are gonna enjoy it. So you guys just stay tuned, keep your eye on this page, and I love you guys, and thank you guys for your love and support, and stay blessed.